Hey boys and girls, it's Dr. Rucker. I miss you all so much. I hope you all have enjoyed your summer vacation and that you all are looking forward to doing universal remote learning this school year, at least for the time being. I really wish you guys were in class with me, but we're going to make the best of this, okay? So this year we will have our kindergarten, first and second grade students combined. In our first unit, you all know we do units and tag. We will have 3 units this school year. The first unit will be Freedom Express. The second unit will be Our Universe. And the third unit will be Survival All-Stars. And you guys can check out videos on the school website. Just click that tag tab and then it'll take you right to our class website. And if you can't get through the school website, it's www.drruckersrockstars.weebly.org. So let's talk about our first unit, okay? First unit is Freedom Express. What does that sound like to you? What is it? What does it mean, Freedom Express? What does freedom even mean? Okay. Each of you should have a packet. Zara, I'm going to use your packet as an example. Each of you should have a packet that looks like this that says, "Welcome back. I miss you so much, Dr. Rucker. Hope y'all miss me as well." In your packet, once you open it, you'll have an index card, which we'll use later. You'll have a digital learning scavenger hunt. And basically, you all know we typically don't have a tag class that first week of school. Typically, I pull you guys the second week of school, and that's when we'll get started with like a get to know me, icebreaker type activity. That's what this scavenger hunt is. It looks just like this, okay? I want you guys to complete this because tag class for kindergarten through second grade will be on Tuesdays of each week. And on virtual learning, you guys are only required to have 75 minutes of tag, okay, for that week. If you finish with my work early, then you can move on to your general ed work. But do understand that the work that you do for your classroom, your gen ed teacher, whether that's Miss Battle, Miss Williams, Miss Cole, or first grade would be Mr. Chismar, and so forth and so on, okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to complete this, and this is your assignment for 8/18/2020, okay? Your next assignment will be for 8/25/2020 that looks like this, okay? So, scavenger hunt 1 week, you just find these things around your house. You can take a picture of them and you can create a video of you doing it, and you can send it to me via email at ruckerad@fultonschools.org. Now, on to the good stuff, getting started with our actual unit, okay? So, on your packet, it gives you step-by-step instructions as to how you will complete it. It says K-2 Tag Freedom Express, Lesson 1, Introduction to Freedom. Our essential questions, what you should know by the end of this lesson is, am I free? What is freedom? What is the Constitution of the United States? And what are the Bill of Rights? You should be able to answer all of those questions by the time you complete all of this work, okay? Now, I chose this lesson because of the times that we're in now. There's a lot going on in the world, and I feel like this is a relatable unit, okay? So the materials you'll need are your packet, which is this, an index card, and you'll need scissors and glue or a glue stick, okay? So first thing I want you to do is review the inductive, deductive word list and choose 5 to act out. That would be this list right here. And I have them up here, so what I'm going to do is go over them with you all. So once I say them, I want you to repeat after me, okay? So the first one we have is, can you guys see? There we go. Protect. Rules. Founding Fathers. United States. Bill of Rights. Amendments. Constitution. Equal. Protest. Civil, justice, march, assembly, strike, government, private, human, own, property, money, land, speech, ideas, Americans, press, opinions, First Amendment, listen, expression, labor, fairness, union, workers, protect, rights, jury, court, petition, and laws. Now there are a few more words on your word list. Just choose 5 of those words, and I want you to just simply act them out. Parents, if you will, or if you have an older sibling, or boys and girls, you can do it yourself. If you have a device, a phone, I'm actually recording this on my phone. If you want to record yourself acting them out, and then you can email it to me as well so that you can get credit for that as well. So that's what you're going to do. And these are some of the words that will be introduced to you all throughout the unit. Okay, some of them you may already know what they mean, and others will be taught throughout the unit. Okay, the next thing on your list, it says to read the book More Than Anything Else by Marie Bradby, or you can get the reading of the book online. So what I'm going to do, just in case you don't have access to that book, I'm actually going to play the book for you all from a YouTube clip, and I have that link on your packets as well. Okay.
When Africans were brought to this country as slaves many years ago, they brought their stories with them. But slaves weren't allowed to learn to read or write, so they had to tell their stories out loud.
And that didn't really change for a long time, even after slavery ended.
Wow, that wasn't fair at all.
No, it wasn't. But there was one very famous African American named Booker T. Washington who was determined to learn how to read and write. Here's a book about when he was a little boy a long, long time ago, and he did just that. The book is called More Than Anything Else. The story is by Marie Bradby, pictures by Chris K. Soonpeat. Before light, while the stars still twinkle, Papa, my brother John, and I leave our cabin and take the main road out of town headed to work. The road hugs the ridge between the Kanawha River and the mountain. We traveled it by lantern. My stomach rumbles, for we had no morning meal. But it isn't really a meal I want, though I would not turn one down. More than anything else, I want to learn to read. But for now, I must work. From sun up to sundown, we pack salt in barrels at the salt works. A white mountain of salt rises above Papa's head. All day long we shovel it, but it refused to grow smaller. We stop only to grab a bite. Sweet potatoes and corn cakes that Papa has brought along in his coat pocket. As I eat every crumb of my meal, I stare at that white mountain. Salt is heavy and rough. The shiny white crystals leave cuts on your hands, your arms, your legs, the soles of your feet. My arms ache from lifting the shovel, but I do not think about the pain there. I think about the hunger still in my head. Reading. Now, I've seen some people, young and old, do it. I am 9 years old, and I know if I had a chance, I could do it too. I think there's a secret in those books. In the chill of the evening, I follow Papa and John back up the road, stopping to catch a frog. The frog wiggles and slips, but I hold on tight and let go when I want to. There is something different about this place where we live now. All people are free to go where they want and do what they can. Book learning swims freely around in my head, and I hold it as long as I want. Back in town, coal miners, rivermen, loggers, and coopers gather around the corner. They are worn out as me, but full of tales. I see a man reading a newspaper aloud, and all doubt falls away. I have found hope, and it is as brown as me. I see myself, the man. And as I watch his eyes move across the paper, it is as if I know what the black marks mean. As if I am reading. As if everyone is listening to me, and I hold that thought in my hands. I will work until I am the best reader in the county. Children will crowd around me, and I will teach them to read. But Papa taps me on the shoulder. Come on. And John tugs at my shirt. They don't see what I see. They don't see what I can be. We hurry home. Mama, I have to learn to read, I say. She holds my hand and feels my hunger racing fast as my heart. It is a small book, a blue the color of midnight. She gives it to me one evening in the corner of our cabin, pulling it from under the clothes that she washes and irons to make a little money. She doesn't say where she got it. She can't read it herself, but she knows this is something called the alphabet. She thinks it's a singy kind of thing, a song on paper. After work, even though my shoulders still ache and my legs are stained with salt, I study my book. I stare at the marks and try to imagine their song. I draw the marks on the dirt floor and try to figure out what sounds they make, what story their pictures tell. But sometimes I feel I'm trying to jump without legs. And my thoughts get slippery, and I can't keep up with what I want to be, and how good I will feel when I learn this magic, and how people will look up to me. I can't catch the tune of what I see. I get a salt shoveling pain and feel my dreams are slipping away. I have got to find him, that newspaper man. I look everywhere. Finally, I find that brown face of hope. He tells me the song, the sounds the marks make. I jump up and down singing it. I shout and laugh like when I was baptized in the creek. I have jumped into another world and I am saved. But I have to know more. Tell me more, I say. What's your name, he asks. Booker, I say. And then he takes the sound of my name and draws it on the ground. I linger over that picture. I know I can hold it forever. The end.
Whoa. So he learned how to read and write, huh?
He sure did, and he became a great teacher who wrote many books, and he started a famous school named the Tuskegee Institute. It's in Alabama.
Wow.
And at the Tuskegee Institute, another very famous African-American, George Washington Carver, figured out lots and lots of brand new things that you could do with peanuts, including make peanut butter.
Whoa, that's cool.
Alrighty, I really enjoyed that. I hope you all did as well. So, moving right along, after we've read that, what are your thoughts on that? More than anything else, him wanting to know how to read. What are your thoughts on that? So the next thing on your list is to do some journal writing. Think about the story that we just listened to or you just read, and I want you to journal about these questions. The first question is, what does freedom mean to you? It's your opinion. I don't want you to Google it. I don't want you to look it up. Just think of the word freedom. And I want you to write down what you think freedom means. Okay? So you can pause the video while you're journaling that, then come back. The second question is, by studying the Constitution, we learn about freedoms. What do you think it means if someone says reading is our first freedom? Think about the story again. What do you think it means if someone says reading is our first freedom? Pause the video while you jot down your answer. The next part of that question is, do you think it is important to learn to read? Do you think it is important to learn to read? Pause the video, come back. The next question is, what do you think reading has to do with our freedoms? What do you think reading has to do with our freedoms? Now, this is with no background knowledge. This is all your opinions and what you think, okay? And make sure we're using the race strategy when we're answering those. We're restating the question, answering it. We don't have any evidence right now, but make sure we're using proper writing techniques, okay? After you have completed your journal writing, take a look at the pretest. Now, there are 20 questions to this pretest. These are all questions. This is what it looks like in your packet. Okay, there are 20 questions, all multiple choice. You're going to circle the one best answer choice. This is a pretest. This is information that you may not know, but we will learn more once we learn more throughout this unit, okay? So complete the pretest. You can pause the video, and no need to ask for help unless you're getting help with reading the questions. Just what you think it is, okay? And if you don't know the answers, it's not the end of the world. Just choose the one best answer you think best fits that one, okay? That question. After you have completed your pretest, now let's get into the meat of things, okay? You're going to read the Civics Kids Bill of Rights lesson, highlight the main ideas and key details, all righty? So this is the Civics Kids, the Bill of Rights, okay? It says the Bill of Rights, know your rights. Your rights fit the bill nicely. We're talking about playgrounds, rules and your rights, and your voice matters. So you're going to speak up and help out. Think about, again, I'm not sure how in tune you are with society today, but this stuff is relevant now, okay? So, Lesson 3, Bill of Rights. The Constitution established a strong national government and the rights of the states, but there was no mention of the rights of its citizens. Some of the delegates refused to sign the Constitution until a Bill of Rights was written to protect the freedom and rights of the individual. It was promised that a Bill of Rights would be attached to the Constitution. These would be the first changes or amendments to the document. James Madison proposed 12 amendments. Only 10 were approved by the states. These first 10 amendments to the Constitution are our Bill of Rights. Let's look at the rights and freedoms provided by each of the amendments. Amendment 1, freedom of religion, speech, and the press. The right to assemble and petition. The First Amendment might be one of the best known. It allows people to establish and practice their religion freely and to speak their ideas and opinions. It protects the rights of its citizens to hold meetings and to petition the government. It gives the press, that would be newspapers and magazines, the right to publish the news and ideas, and now will be things online, okay? Amendment 2, the right to bear arms. The Second Amendment gives all citizens the right to own guns. You have probably heard news stories about this recently. There has been much discussion about whether to limit the kinds of guns that can be sold. Also, many people want to require a background check for anyone purchasing a gun. And that background check just to see what type of criminal history you have, whether or not you're able to, or they find you fit to have a firearm. Amendment 3, housing of soldiers. When the colonies were ruled by England, people were forced to house soldiers in their homes. They would have to give them a place to sleep and meals. This amendment made it unlawful for a government to make a private citizen house its soldiers. So just imagine if that amendment wasn't in place. Any old person who says that they're a soldier could come to your house, knock on your door, and by law you would have to allow them to stay there, and then you will be forced to feed them, whether or not you have enough space or food for them at all. Amendment 4, searches, seizure, and warrants. This amendment protects people from law enforcement entering their home without their permission or an order from the court called a search warrant. Let that resonate. Amendment 5, rights in criminal trials and the rights of property. Persons cannot be made to testify against themselves in a criminal trial. A person cannot be tried more than once for that same crime. People's property cannot be taken away without their being paid for it. Amendment 6, rights to a fair trial. This amendment requires a person accused of a crime to receive a speedy public trial by a jury. This did not happen in England during the time. People were held in jail for years before their trial, and often the trial was held in secret. Amendment 7, rights to a civil trial. A civil case is brought by a person to get back property, to have a contract enforced, or to protect a person's rights. The 7th Amendment allows a civil case to be decided by a jury trial when the amount of money involved is over $20. Amendment 8, bail, fines, and punishment. The 8th Amendment does not allow for unfair bail or fines and the use of cruel or unusual punishments. The framers wanted to eliminate the use of torture on suspected criminals or as a punishment for a crime. Amendment 9, rights kept by the people. Some of the delegates thought that if a right was not listed in their Bill of Rights, it might be interpreted to mean that the people did not have that right. The 9th Amendment protects the rights people have, though not listed in the Constitution. Amendment 10, powers kept by the states and the people. The rights not given to the national government are rights kept by the states of the people. So let's talk about this. It says sticky situation. It is recess time, and you and your friends head out to the playground. You approach a group of friends from another class and notice a group of boys have joined them. Teams need to be chosen for your game, and one of the boys who you normally don't play with is selected as captain. This boy insists that his team has no girls on it. What would you do and why? I want you to jot that down in your journal. What would you do and why if they say no girls allowed? How would you feel and what would you do? Okay. On the back of that of that packet, it says civic literacy links, the Bill of Rights. You can read more on your rights, and it has links there. There's a Bill of Rights match game that you guys can play, and there's a Bill of Rights protecting our freedoms then and now. So go on there. It's a Library of Congress word search. Go on there and have fun with that once you complete all of your assignments, okay? Let's hear your voice. Time to look at our classroom or school rules and maybe make some changes or amendments. Is there a rule you would like added? Maybe there's a rule that you think should be changed in some way. So that's where your index cards come from. You're going to write your idea on the index card and you're going to turn this back in. We will take a look at everyone's idea at our next class meeting. So once I get everything back in, I'll make a board and show you guys everyone else's ideas. So here are our class rules. I've had these rules since I started teaching like 13 years ago. So it says, raise your hand and speak or get out of your seat. Keep your hands and feet to yourself. Respect others. Worry about yourself and no bullying. Again, these rules are old. I've had the same class rules since my first year of teaching, and you may feel as if it's time to change them. So what I would like for you to do is review these class rules, and you're going to go down here to the bottom. What I want you to do is write your idea on the index card. What would you add? What would you change? What would you what are your thoughts? What do you think the class rules should be? Write them. You're going to put your first and last name as well as today's date above the red line, and then you'll put your rules here, okay? After you've completed that, now we're going on to some different scenarios. You guys see those? You're going to read over these, I'll read the first one, okay? It says, the Army base in your town is overcrowded. The town council passed a law that anyone with an extra bedroom must house a soldier from the base. Which amendment, and if you look on the back of where the class rules are, you're going to cut out these boxes, these amendments, okay? There are 8 of them. And you're going to glue them or tape them next to the spot that you feel the scenario that matches the amendment. You're going to glue the amendment next to the scenario that you feel. And you can go back and review those amendments in the packet, okay? After that, you have one more product, which is to write a petition, okay? In this activity, you will need to use the facts about the Bill of Rights to start a change. Follow the steps below and write a petition, which gives many people one collective voice on an issue. Petitions start with a letter stating one's points and end with many signatures. So step 1, decide on your audience. Like, who are you writing this letter for, okay? So it could be the teacher, principal, community leaders, senator, organizations, etc. In your greetings, use their name to start your letter. So if you want to write to Mrs. Sanders because you feel like we need more ice cream, that's my idea, don't take it. You're going to say, Dear Principal Sanders or Dear Mr. Sanders, okay? Step 2, in the body of your letter, explain your issue. Give supporting facts for your side, which will help to convince the audience why this is beneficial. So you have to prove, this is a persuasive letter. You have to prove or explain why you feel whatever changes that you feel is necessary, why. I need facts and details. Tell what you want to change. And with a call to action. The call to action is, this is what we want to do, and this is how we're going to do it, okay? And then step 3, we're going to add signatures of people who agree and support your issue to the bottom of your letter. So let's say in your house you have your grandma, mom, dad, brother, sister. If they agree with you, have them sign their name at the bottom of your letter, all right? So some possible issues to start a change would be... create a better playground, add or remove items to a classroom to enhance learning, create a better library, start a new public skateboard park, improve a public community pool, add or remove items to a lunch menu, add stop signs or traffic lights to a dangerous intersection. And if you want to go further in something that's relevant to the world now, by all means, you have that freedom to do so. So this is where you will have your petition on the back. And boys and girls, that ends our lesson. I miss you once again. I can't wait to see all of your faces. I hope you all enjoyed this lesson. I'm extremely passionate about this unit, and I can't wait to show up in another video for you guys. Again, take care. If you have any questions, please email me at ruckerad@fultonschools.org. Or I'm at the school every day. You guys can give me a call. And you can get to the school website as to how you would get to our tag page. It has been updated, okay? See you guys real soon. Love you all and miss you.